Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales is directed by Yoshi Mroning and Espen Sandberg. I don't know why they need two guys to direct one movie. And they're doing a service to this movie because Gore Verbinski, the guy who directed Mouse Hunt, which is one of my favorite movies, isn't here to helm this one, and that's fine. These guys did a great job. I'll give my rating as I always do at the beginning, 8 out of 10. I don't know why people hated this movie. The thing about these movies is like they're meant to take on a magical theme anyway, so you're supposed to have a suspension of disbelief, and I could easily suspend my disbelief for this movie because, first of all, it's brought to you by Disney.
I know this is fail. This is fail. I'm ashamed to be a director.
Why here? Disney really influenced my formative years with movies like Lion King, Aladdin, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Little Mermaid even. Not a fan of that anymore because that would be weird, but Beauty and the Beast as well. So a lot of movies when I was younger were brought to me by Disney, and I don't mind the little things that they do, and I don't have a problem with them bringing us movies now either. It has a 32% Rotten Tomatoes review. Granted, that's only out of 173 pollsters, but a lot of people really aren't enjoying this movie, and Rolling Stone gave it a 1 out of 4 stars, and I'm just watching everyone's reviews online, and they're just shitting on this movie, like absolutely shitting on it. Personally, I think that it was a really good movie, so I guess it's just trendy to just bag on movies that aren't doing anything to you. Leave Britney alone!
What happened?
Anyway, yeah, so this movie is about Jack Sparrow, as always. Johnny Depp really anchors these movies, mostly because he's comic relief, and he doesn't take himself seriously when he does these movies. It's a very self-deprecating character, which is great. He does that in a lot of movies, but I guess they struck lightning in a bottle with this character. And anyway, he's got to team up with a bunch of newbies on his team and look for the trident of Poseidon, and they've got to crack it open so that they can release all the curses of the ocean. Trailing behind him is Armando Salazar, played by Javier Bardem, who I think did a really amazing job with what he's got here. I'm not saying that the writing was bad or anything. I just mean that he really knocked it out of the park with this one. The writing was done by Jeff Nathanson, who wrote Catch Me If You Can. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. He also wrote Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is one of the worst movies that's ever been made, and it's a tragedy in my life that that movie was made. But anyway, yeah, Armando Salazar, really good character. I like the CGI that they put to this guy. Most of these movies, you're meant to have a suspension of disbelief when you look at the imagery because it's meant to take on a magical theme, and that's cool. I like that. I'm willing to do that for this movie, mostly because it's very pastiche and I don't take it too seriously, which is weird for me because I'm not even someone that really follows these movies very much. I thought that the last one with Penelope Cruz was pretty weak, but if you look at the results of that one, the movie had like a $400 million budget, and then it grossed $1 billion around the world, so it more than doubled its profit, and critics hated that movie as well, and I guess it just goes to show critics don't know what the fuck they're talking about. This movie was fun. It was 2.5 hours long, and it's one of the shortest out of all of the movies, but I didn't feel bored with this movie. I was excited, I was interested, I laughed when I was meant to laugh. I also thought there was a lot of humor in the editing alone. For instance, a shot where one of the mates on the Black Pearl is given the captainship, and then they cut right to him, you know, anyway, you'd have to watch the movie to see it. It's really funny. But for the most part, I feel like these are just a bit of fun. They're not supposed to be taken too seriously, as if someone's shitting on the memory of Pirates of the Caribbean movie or anything like that. The CGI is used everywhere in this movie. This film was made in Queensland, which is where I live. They did a lot of filming on the Gold Coast, and it's just everywhere in the movie. Not that you know, I don't hold it against it. You can see it. I mean, they're not trying to hide it. It's not like a David Fincher movie where you would have no idea that he's using composites everywhere in his movies. I was watching a little video by Captain Christian, a YouTuber online, talking about the composites that David Fincher puts in his movies. There was a quote that he used more composites in Zodiac than they did for the Godzilla movie, which is really impressive. But this movie doesn't do that. It just has CGI everywhere, and I don't hold it against it. It also has a lot of live action and set pieces that work effectively. There's some funny moments that Johnny Depp has with a guillotine. That was pretty funny. It's just sort of Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin themed stuff, which is always a bit of fun. The new characters in this movie, Brenton Thwaites, I think his name is. He was in Home and Away, which I never watched. And the new girl, Kayla Scodelario, I think her name is. She is from Maze Runner, which I will confess I don't give a fuck about those movies. They're too new for me, and they're too Twilight. They're too, I don't know, just really like fucking 50 Shades of Grey bullshit, whatever garbage that I don't really care about. But in this movie she was good. I liked her. Nothing against their characters. I know why they're in the movie. It's so that in case Johnny Depp isn't interested in these movies later on, they have someone that can pull the ship, pun intended, ha ha ha. And yeah, Jeffrey Rush was back in the movie, Hector Barboza. His character's always a bit of fun. Joff Zanelli apparently is a protege of Hans Zimmer. He did the music for this, I guess because Hans Zimmer was too busy doing other things in Hollywood. Did a great job because he wasn't trying to throw in a whole bunch of new themes. He wasn't trying to throw in a whole new bunch of content. He used Hans Zimmer's music, and I wouldn't have even known that they used a different musical composer, and that's great. Like when a musical composer just pays homage completely, because it's not his movie, it's not his universe, it's not his anything, it's just him following in the footsteps of someone who's already made the music and just giving it, you know, a shine, a shimmer, and throwing it in there, lacing it throughout. That really works for me. Yeah, 8 out of 10. Don't know why people are shitting on this movie. I think people out there should give it a chance, enjoy it for what it is, a bit of Disney magic, I suppose, and I would definitely recommend going and watching it. I'm going to be reviewing an album next time because I went out and bought a couple of albums. I would say that they're a bit late compared to what other people have been putting out, but I'm going to put them out anyway, just so that you get a vibe of what I think and how I review things. So yeah, look for that one. I'll be putting it out not too long after this one. But yeah, go and watch this movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.